All right, fam. We got a lot to talk about with Tesla on this video. Let's dive right in. We're going to be talking about Tesla's valuations and their upcoming earnings, as well as competition in China as things are heating up. We're also going to cover the election and some very scary things going on with the election that could affect Tesla in a negative way. We're going to talk about the new update for Robotaxi, as well as what's going on with Tesla and NVIDIA and the things that Elon Musk said, which are pretty shocking surrounding NVIDIA and AI. Let's dive right in. So lots of huge things to talk about on Tesla, but before we do that, huge news, guys. My free masterclass webinar is today, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. You guys do not want to miss this. Sign up. The link is in the information box below. You're going to learn more in the 1 hour you spend with me than you will anywhere else. Be sure to sign up. Link is in the information box below. Limited spots remain. I have a massive announcement during the webinar, and I'm also going to be answering your questions during a Q&A section during the webinar. I'll see you guys there. So first, let's talk about Tesla and their value, their valuation, like what they're making, their earnings. Is it worth a stock price of $230? Well, the fair value right now, if we're not going to account for any future guidance, is more like $200 to $210. We have to take into account the current valuation, which is 56 PE ratio right now. And a 56 PE ratio is really not that good. PE ratios between 20 and 30 are pretty good, and anything below 20 is stellar. However, anything over 30 is not that good, and once you're over 50, it's kind of subpar. So the PE ratio on Tesla is not really that good. However, Tesla's average 3-year PE ratio is 87, and the average 5-year is over 242. So they are getting better with their revenue and their profits. However, Tesla's price to sales ratio, which is a metric used to gauge future performance or guidance that can help to evaluate a company's potential earnings in the future, is a metric that everyone uses. It's called price to sales, and you can figure out this metric by dividing the trailing 12 months revenue into market cap. Tesla has a price to sales ratio of 7.7. As by comparison, Apple's is 8.8, which means it's pretty good. And Tesla has a much better guidance for future growth than Apple would based on that. Also, looking at NVIDIA's price to sales ratio for the trailing 12 months, it's sitting around 27, which isn't as good as Tesla's either. However, Lucid Automotive is 13.3, Rivian is 2.76, and NIO is 0.94. You see, the tricky thing about Tesla is they're not just an automotive manufacturer. They are a data acquisition hub, AI company, and autonomous driving, all masquerading as a car company. Because of this, they're like a 3-in-1, and with SpaceX and X, the two other companies that Elon Musk is working on, it's really a 5-fold when you buy into Tesla, because every time Elon Musk has a new partnership or a new venture in business, or he says something, it's going to indirectly affect Tesla. So you're getting a lot when you buy into Tesla. And with the stock market, stock prices are heavily affected by future guidance and value being baked into the current price. With the launch of Robotaxi coming up and all of the AI stuff going on with Tesla and the updates to the autonomous driving, as well as new vehicles and expanding their market share of EVs, it really bakes a lot of premium into the price of where Tesla could be. Morgan Stanley has maintained a $310 per share price target on Tesla, signifying a 30% return over the next year. Tesla is also sitting on $17 billion in cash with no debt. So in my opinion, Tesla is very much worth it. If you can get into Tesla under $200, which I don't think it's going to pull back to $200, but if you could, it would be a no-brainer. Right now, my price target to sell puts and try to get into the stock is between $205 and $215. I'm going to be aggressively selling puts a month out in the $215 and $210 range. So this way I can get in at a better price. I don't think that's going to happen with the launch of Robotaxi or the unveiling of Robotaxi on October 10th. Now, with Robotaxi coming up, I don't think a price of 210 is going to happen again. I mean, it could, but it's looking kind of unlikely considering the price is on the rise, even while job data is coming out this week and PMI data as well. The feds are also expecting to cut interest rates on the 3rd week of September, and this is historically a weak month, and yet Tesla is still going up. So it's kind of unlikely that Tesla will drop back down to the 210 range, but you know what? Anything's possible. And if it does, I will be adding to my position. Another thing we got to talk about is the election issues surrounding Tesla. Elon Musk has already endorsed Donald Trump for president. Donald Trump has said a lot of things about Tesla in the past and also EVs in general, which has a lot of people inside working at Tesla currently worried about the $7,500 tax credit by buying an EV. A former Tesla executive is pushing back against the notion that subsidies didn't help the EV company. Elon Musk has become more involved in the 2024 election with his endorsement of Donald Trump. The potential of Trump or Vice President Harris winning the 24 election is weighing on the mind of Tesla investors and analysts. Trump has been negative about Tesla and the EV sector in the past, but recent comments show a shift with positive comments on Tesla and Musk. Some investors see Trump winning the election being bad for Tesla and the EV sector, with the potential of the popular $7,500 tax credit for the purchase of many electric vehicles disappearing. If you ask anyone in the sales department at Tesla whether they want the $7,500 consumer incentive to stay, they will say, obviously, yes. So we have this issue where Trump is being endorsed by Elon Musk, and will that $7,500 tax credit remain? Well, we're unsure at this point. I would think that it would, but it's hard to say so for sure. But a lot of people are concerned about it. They're also concerned with Trump being supported by Elon Musk now. Now, I'm not saying that I'm against it one way or another. I'm just speaking on how people are reacting, how analysts and insiders are reacting, people who work at the company, the overall news that's coming out. I don't think Donald Trump winning the election is going to be bad for Tesla per se. I don't know if really it's going to have much effect at all. I don't think really it matters. I think no matter what happens, EVs are going to be the future anyway. And autonomous driving, robotaxi, AI, Elon's a smart guy. I think the company is going to do well either way. However, with Trump in office, there's a lot of pluses for Tesla. And there's a lot of things the two of them together could work on, in my opinion, which could make things really good for Tesla. Another thing we got to think about with Tesla is that the presidential candidate Donald Trump said on Thursday he would establish a government efficiency commission headed by billionaire supporter Elon Musk if he wins presidency in November. The former president said that Tesla's CEO Elon Musk agreed to head the body in a speech of his economic plans at the New York Economy Club. And Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head the task force, Trump said. He'd be a great one to do it if he has the time, but he has agreed to do it. So he's going to be appointing Elon Musk to the Government Efficiency Commission if elected. So he's going to be, I guess you could say, auditing the government, trying to cut spending and whatnot. So this is really kind of a gray area for Elon to be involved in with the election. It's hard to say how this is going to pan out. I think because of his support of Donald Trump, if Trump doesn't win the election, this could play bad for Elon Musk and Tesla. There could be some backlash. It could be negative if Trump doesn't win the election. But the way things are looking, that's not going to happen. That's not my personal opinion, but it does look to be the case. Let's move on and talk about competition in China. NIO just reported earnings. They beat the estimates. They're doing better. Sales are up. Year-over-year growth is up. So what's going on with Tesla overseas? Tesla continues to strengthen its position in the U.S. electric vehicle market. According to JP Morgan, August electric vehicle sales update, Tesla saw a 23% month-over-month increase in sales driven by rising EV incentives and robust demand. So things stateside are looking very good for Tesla. The average EV incentive climbed to an all-time high of $8,300, further bolstering Tesla's sales performance. Its dominance, however, is currently being challenged by rising competitors such as GM, which saw its market share increase to 10%. With inventory levels stable and below previous peaks, Tesla is well positioned to maintain its leadership in the American market, JP Morgan says. While Tesla thrives in the US, its performance in Germany paints a different picture. The German EV market has faced challenges, with Tesla's market share dropping by 2.7% month over month. Despite recent rebound in the overall EU5 EV penetration to 19.6%, Germany's market remains sluggish compared to recent highs. The German government's recent tax incentives might offer some relief, but Tesla's struggles highlight the broader difficulties faced by EV manufacturers in Europe. To this end, Tesla has announced plans to roll out its full self-driver assistance software in Europe and China by the first quarter of 2025. In contrast, China's electric vehicle market is experiencing unprecedented growth. August saw new energy vehicles, NEVs, retail sales surpass 1 million units for the first time, with a 41.8% year-over-year increase. China's NEV penetration reached a record 53.1%, fueled by strong government incentives and a wave of new affordable BEV models. Tesla's market share, however, in China remains very strong. It faces intensified competition from domestic manufacturers. Chinese brands like BYD, Leapmotor, and XPeng are making significant gains, contributing to a dynamic and rapidly evolving market landscape. BYD and XPeng have reported significant gains in monthly deliveries, capturing 60% of the country's NEV market share. Tesla's solid U.S. performance contrasts sharply with its struggles in Germany and rapidly changing dynamics in China. As the global EV market evolves, Tesla must navigate the regional challenges while capitalizing on its strength to maintain its leadership position. Now, I think that Tesla is pretty much doing this. And Robotaxi, along with their full self-driving and autonomous driving updates with their new software, they're pretty much staying on top of the AI, the full self-driving, and adding Robotaxi pretty much keeps them in the lead. They also have the largest market share still. They have the most cash or stockpile of cash that they're sitting on, and they're the largest EV manufacturer. So as long as they stay on the tip spearheading new technology and improving their technology and their vehicles, I think that Tesla is going to continue to pioneer their way through the EV market. If you guys are having difficulty understanding market share, market cap, and things like this, I would really love to help you. The stock market is very difficult, very volatile. Things can be very confusing. I offer a full Discord training course and one-on-one coaching. You guys are looking to improve your financial health and achieve financial freedom. I would love to help you and coach you so you can understand the fundamentals of the market, ultimately achieve your goals. You guys can sign up at any time at investwithcorey.com right there on the screen, or the link is in the information box below. I want to read you guys a quote that Elon Musk said about NVIDIA and how it relates or corresponds to Tesla. While the recent news surrounding NVIDIA hasn't all been good over the last couple of months, and they've shed over $270 billion in market cap, Tesla CEO Elon Musk served up a reminder that demand for NVIDIA's current line of products remains strong, despite investors' recent worries. He said that the XAI, the artificial intelligence startup that he founded in March of 2023, had successfully brought its Colossus AI training infrastructure online after just 122 days. He plans on spending $3 billion to $4 billion on chips in the year 2024. He said on a post on X that the cluster, which is powered by 100,000 NVIDIA H100 graphics processing units, GPUs, would be the most powerful AI training system in the world, adding that it would incorporate H200 chips to double in size in the next few months. There is a very close relationship between NVIDIA and Tesla, and this also helps both companies significantly. We also have to talk about Robotaxi. More huge news for Tesla. Robotaxi is going to be unveiled at the Warner Brothers studio on October 10th, allegedly. Tesla will finally reveal its purpose-built Robotaxi on October 10th, according to a report from Bloomberg. I don't really trust Bloomberg. They're kind of fake news, if you ask me. A lot of these news agencies are really not news, they're fabrication agencies. I believe they're like storytelling or nothing different than a novel at this point. But apparently that's what's going on, and Car and Driver also has it listed. Based on previous comments by Elon Musk, the Robotaxi will be fully autonomous and will not have a steering wheel or pedals. It's kind of scary. Do you trust the vehicle to drive with no driver, no steering wheel, and no pedals? I don't know if I do. The Robotaxi is said to be operated via a new Tesla run-ride hailing service, Bloomberg also reported. The long-awaited Tesla Robotaxi may finally near its head in months' time. Elon Musk has hinted at the car for years, originally claiming it would launch in 2020 before constantly pushing it back. Now, according to a report from Bloomberg, the Robotaxi will be unveiled on October 10th at an event at the Warner Brothers Discovery movie studio in Burbank, California. Bloomberg said it spoke with people familiar with the matter who wish to remain anonymous. Again, I would take this with a grain of salt. If this actually does happen, Tesla is going to fly. Look, ultimately, if you're looking to get into Tesla, what I would do is I would sell 210, 215, 220 puts, collect juicy premium, try to keep the delta around 20 or 30, somewhere between 20, 30, preferably 20 to 25. And I would continue to sell those week in and week out. And then eventually if Tesla does pull back and you get assigned, your dollar cost average is going to be way below 210 or 215. Tesla is maintained by JP Morgan. Morgan Stanley has maintained Tesla at a 310 price, so it's going to be a very good long-term investment, just like Nvidia. So ultimately, Tesla is in good shape, and if you're holding Tesla right now, it is a great stock. If you don't hold Tesla, you might want to start adding by selling puts. Once Robotaxi is officially announced and the event happens and everything goes according to plan, by October, November, and December, Tesla is going to fly, especially on the next earnings report, because interest rates are going to help Tesla like they are everyone else. And when Nvidia moves, because of their close partnership, Tesla is also going to move. Things are really looking good for Nvidia and Tesla. Tesla really is the only real EV player in the world that has this much control. They're like the Tesla of the electric vehicles. With that being said, it really is the ultimate EV investment. Don't forget, guys, today, Friday, September 6th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, I am hosting my free masterclass webinar. You guys do not want to miss this. You're going to learn more in this hour than you will anywhere else. I'm going to be hosting a Q&A to answer all of your questions, but not only that, I will have a massive announcement during the webinar. We have very limited spots left, and registrations are likely to be closed today at some point well before the event start time. So if you guys want to get into the event, you have to register right away. Link is in the information box below. Check your email and make sure you are signed up. Also check your spam folder. I will see you at the webinar. And remember, sell some puts on Tesla. Let's get in and let's hold long term. I'll see you guys on the next one.